Hi everyone, welcome back to Senthil Smart QA Hub. In this section, we are going to learn about control statements in Python. Control statements control the flow of a Python program. By default, Python execute line by line from top to bottom. This is called as sequential execution. However, in the real world programs, we don't always want to execute every statement one after another. Sometimes we need to make a decision based on certain conditions. Repeating a block of code multiple times, skip or stop the execution of a loop. To perform this task, Python provides the control statements. Python provides three types of control statements. First one, conditional statements. Second one, looping statements. Third one, jumping statements. Let's start with the first one, conditional statements. Conditional statements are used to make decisions in the program. So they evaluate a condition and the result always either true or false. Python provides three types of conditional statements. First one if, second one if else, and third one if-elif-else. We will learn each of these statements one by one with the practical examples. Let's start with the if statement. This is if statement syntax and flow of the diagram. If statement is the simplest conditional statement in Python. Let's first understand how the flow of the diagram. See here, now the syntax is if space and then we can write the condition. Inside the condition, we can write the block of the code. The block of the code should be properly indented. Indentation means leaving the space before the statement. So in Python, indentation used to define the block of the code. So this is the condition. So if you write if and condition and inside we have to write the block. While write the program, we'll see how to give the indentation. Now see the flow of the diagram. Now the program starts by evaluating the given the condition. If the condition is true, Python executes all statements inside the if block. If the condition is false, Python skips the if block and continues the executing the next statement after the if block, and next statement will be executed. So if the condition is true, the control goes to inside the if block. If condition is false, the control will not go to inside the if block. The control goes to the next statement. Now we will write the same program and we will execute it. Here I will take age variable. I will assign the value 18. Then I'll write the condition if. If is a keyword in Python space. Then I'll write the condition. I'll check age is greater than or equal 18. So age greater than or equal 18. If age is greater than or equal 18, so they are eligible to vote. So here print of, I'll write it eligible to vote. After the if, I'll write the statement program ends. Now let me run it. See here we got the syntax error. Expected what? Colon. See here in the syntax, if condition, after condition we have to write a colon. After the condition here we have to write a colon. Now let me run it. See we got the output now. Now age equal 18 and if condition. And inside the if condition we have written the statement, and we have given the indentation space. Correct. Inside the if, we have given the indentation space we have given. This statement present inside the if block. If you write it without indentation, without space, we will get the error, indentation error. That means this statement is not present inside the if block. If we give space, only this statement is present inside the if block. Now we can write a number of statement inside the if block. Now these two statements are present inside the if block. This is, we didn't give the indentation, and last statement we didn't give the indentation, so this is outside the if block. Now this time age greater than or equal true, the condition will be true. If the condition is true, this block of statement will be executed. Once the block of statement will be executed, then next statement will be executed. So we'll get the output eligible to vote, eligible to vote, program ends. Suppose if the condition is false, now I'll give age under 18. Now this block of statement will not be executed. Now this time if condition will return false, this block of statement will not be executed, then control will execute only next statement. You will get only program ends. So if the condition is true, Python execute the statement inside the if block. After programs, once the if block will be executed, program continues with next statement outside the if block. So this print statement is present inside the if block. This print statement is present outside the if block. How this statement got differentiated? Using indentation. Indentation means giving the space before the statement. So what is the use of this indentation? Indentation used to define the block of the code. Now let's understand with the other example. Suppose I want to check whether a number is positive or not. So I will create a variable called number. Then I will assign to 15. I want to check whether this number is positive or not. So if condition, when the number is positive, if number is greater than 0, then after the condition we have to put colon, then we are going to write the if block of statement. So I will give the indentation. Indentation means space, then print positive number. Now after the if block, I will write program ends. Now let's see how this program works. Now first Python stores 15 value to number variable. Then Python evaluates the condition number greater than 0. If number greater than 0, so what is the number? 15 greater than 0. Condition is true. If the condition is true, then if block will be executed. See at the if block we have written with indentation. So this statement belongs to if block. Now this if block statement will be printed, will get the positive number. After executing the if block, the program continues with the next statement outside the if block. And this statement will be printed, we get the program ends. Suppose we'll change value of this number. I'll give minus 10. Now what is the number? Number equal minus 10. Now Python check the condition. Minus 10 greater than 0. If minus 10 greater than 0, the condition is false here because minus 10 is not greater than 0. So Python skips entire if block. It doesn't print the positive number. It directly executes the next statement after the if block. Now let me run the program. See here, we get only program ends. Now we'll see the next example. Suppose I want to check whether today is a hot day. I'll create a variable called temperature, and I will assign to value 32. If temperature is more than 30, that is hot day. If temperature greater than 30, then inside the if block, I will print it is a hot day. Then outside the if block, I'll write it program ends. Now let's understand how this program works. So first Python stores the value 32 to the temperature variable. Then Python evaluates the condition temperature greater than 30. Since the value of the temperature is 32, Python checks 32 greater than 0. So the condition is true. Python execute the statement inside the if block and prints the output. What is the output? It is hot day. After executing the if block, program continues with next statement outside the if block, and we'll get the program ends. Now let me run this. I missed the colon in the condition. I'll put the colon. Now let me run it. It is hot day and program ends. Now I'll change the temperature value to 25. Now this time Python evaluates 25 greater than 30. Condition is false. If condition false means this if block will be skipped and it doesn't print the statement. Control comes outside the if block and print this statement. We'll get only program ends. So here if the condition is true only, the if block of statement will be executed. If the condition is false, control comes outside the if block. Next, in the conditional statement, we'll see the second one. What is the second one? If else. This is the syntax and flow diagram for if else. So the condition is if, and we have tried the condition, then after condition we'll put the colon, then we can write the if block of statement. The next one we will write the else colon, then we can write the else block of statement. Now how this if else will be executed, we'll see it in the flow diagram. See here, the program starts by evaluating the given the condition. If the condition is true, the Python execute the statement inside the if block. If the condition is false, the Python execute the statement inside the else block. After executing the either block, if or else block, the program continues with next statement, that is outside the if else block. So if else statement, one of the two blocks always it will be executed. Now see the example here. Age is 20. If condition 20 greater than or equal to 18. Condition is true, right? So we'll get what is output? Eligible to vote. Suppose if age is below 18, then we'll get what is output? Not eligible to vote. Now we'll see the example for this if else. So I want to check whether a number is odd or even. So I will create a variable is number. Then I will assign value to the number 7. Whether this number is odd or even value. What is even value? Example for even numbers. Even numbers. What are the even numbers? 0, 2, comma, 4, comma, 6, comma, 8. These are the even numbers. And odd numbers, 1, comma, 3, comma, 5, comma, 7, comma, 9. These are the odd numbers. How do you find whether the number is even numbers or odd number? We can use modulus operator. If the number is modulus 2 returns 0, that number is a even number. If number is modulus 2 that returns 1, that number is a odd number. For example, here if space number modulus 2, if this values return 0, then that number is a even number. So that number is a even number. I'll put the colon inside the if block. I'll write print even number. Then I will write the else block. How do you write the else block? Outside the if block, write else colon. Then inside the else block, I'll write it odd number. Then outside the else block, I will print off program ends. Now let's understand how this program works. See here the Python stores value 7 to number, and Python evaluates the condition here. What is the condition? Number modulus 2 equal 0. We used modulus operator. It returns the remainder after the division. Now here it will check 7 modulus 2. It will return what is the remainder value? 1. Now the Python checks 1 equals 0. Condition is false. Condition false means control goes to else block, and it skips which block? If block. After executing the else block, control goes to outside the if else block. Then this statement will be executed. Now let me run the program. We'll get the odd number, program ends. So in the diagram, see here condition will be evaluated. If the condition is true means if block will be executed. If the condition is false means else block will be executed. After executing if block or else block, the control comes to next statement. That means outside the if else block. Now I will change value to even number. Number is 8. Now the number modulus 8. Now here the condition 8 modulus 2 0, 0 equals 0. Condition is true. Then we'll get the even numbers. Then we will get the even number. See, I'll run it. Even number program ends. Now we will see the next example for if else. Suppose I want to check whether a student is passed or failed. So I'll create a variable called marks equal 28. Then I'll write the condition if marks greater than or equal 35 colon inside the if block I will print pass. Then else inside the else block print fail. Then outside the if else block print program ends. Now see here the values 28 will be stored in the marks variable. Now after that it will check the condition marks greater than or equal 35. Now the mark is less than 35. If block will be skipped. Then control goes to else block because the condition is false. So we will get what is output? Fail. Then after executed the else block, then control goes to outside the if else block. So what is the statement? Program ends. Program ends will be printed. So fail, program ends. Suppose if I change value to 75. Now this time condition will return the true and the if block will be executed. then control goes to if else block, then this print statement will be executed. Pass, program ends. Now using if else block, I'll write one more program. I want to check whether a number is positive or negative. Already we did using if statement. Now we will write using if else block. Now I will create a variable called number. For example, here I will assign to -8. Then I will write the condition if number greater than 0. Put colon. Then inside the if block, print positive number. Then I'll write the else block, else colon. Inside the else block, print negative number. Then outside the if else block, I just printed program ends. Now let me run it. We got negative number, program ends. How this program works? I have stored number equal -8. -8 greater than 0. -8 is not greater than 0, and this statement will return the false. If the statement is false, means control goes to else block, and this else block will be executed. What is output? Negative number will be printed. Then control goes to outside the if else block. What is the statement here? Program ends. Program ends will be printed. If I give the positive number, example here 10, this time positive number, program ends. Positive number, program ends. So now we have understand how if else block works. Next, third one, if-else conditional statements. Now we'll understand the syntax and flow diagram in the if-else block. If-else statement used to when we have multiple possible conditions and multiple outcomes. Let's first understand the syntax and flow diagram. See here, if, then we'll write the condition. Inside the condition, we'll write the block of statement. Next one, then we will write the elif condition. Then inside we'll write the block of statement. Like that, you can write n number of elif you can write. And inside we'll write the block of statement. At last one, we'll write the else block, and inside we'll write the statement. We'll see how it works in the flow diagram. The program starts by checking the condition, first condition. If the first condition is true, then Python executes the statement inside the if block and skips remaining all condition and else block. Suppose if and control goes to outside the if-elif-else block, and control goes to outside the if-elif-else block and execute it. If the first condition false, then checks the next condition inside the elif block. If any elif condition is true, then Python execute the corresponding block and skips the remaining blocks. If all if and elif false, then Python will execute the else block. After executing any one of the block, that control comes to outside the if-elif-else block and execute the next statement. So here in Python, if, elif, else, these are the keywords. After each condition, if condition, elif condition, else, we have to place the colon. The statement inside the if block must be properly intended. We have to give the space and write it the set of statement inside the block. Now we'll see the example for this if-elif-else block. Suppose we want to display the grade based student marks. The conditions are 90 or above, we will place grade A. If the marks is 60 or above, we will place grade B. If the mark is 40 or above, grade C. If the mark is less than 40, then we will make fail. So I'll take marks variable. I will store 75. Here I'll check the condition. If marks greater than or equal 90, put colon. Inside the if block, I will print grade A. Then we'll write the elif. Then space, we'll write the condition. Marks greater than or equal 60. Put the colon. Print grade B. Then I'll write one more elif. Then I'll write the condition marks greater than or equal 40. Put colon. Then inside the elif, print grade C. At last, I'll write else block, else colon, print fail. Then outside the if-elif else block, I will write print result generated. See, let me run it. We got grade B and result is generated. See, I will explain this. We stored 75 to the marks variable and Python start the first condition and it checks marks greater than equal 90. Is 75 is greater than or equal to 90? Answer is false. It's not right. So answer is false. Then Python skips this if block and moves to next condition. Then Python checks the elif condition. Marks greater than or equal 60. Is 75 greater than or equal to 60? Yes, it is true. Then Python execute this elif block. So we'll get output is grade B. Once the Python finds a true condition, it will stop checking the remaining conditions. So it will skips remaining elif and else block. Finally, Python execute outside the condition statement. What is outside the condition statement? Result generated. So we'll get result generated. Suppose here in the marks, I will change to 35. Now I'll run it. Now see the output fail and result generated. So now this marks 35. First if condition is false. Then control goes to this elif condition, here also false. Then control goes to next elif condition, here false. If all if elif conditions are false, then finally else block will be executed. What is else block? Fail. After executing the if-elif else block, then control goes to next statement. What is the next statement? Result generated. So we got result generated. Now I will change the marks value 95. Now let me run it. See a grade A result generated. How this got executed? Marks 95. Marks 95 means which block will be executed? If block will be executed. It will skip all remaining if, elif and else block. then control goes to outside the if-elif-else block. So this is about if-elif-else block. So we have seen conditional statements. What are the conditional statements? If, if-else, if-elif-else. Now can we write if inside the if? Yes, we can write it. That is called as nested if statement. Nested if statement. So nested if statement means we will write if statement inside the if statement. Means if statement placed inside another if statement. For real time example here, login system. For login system, first we need to check whether the username is correct. Then if username is correct, then we will check the password is correct. If both are correct, login is successful. So the password checks depends on the username. So we use the nested if. See here, this is the syntax for nested if condition. Inside the if condition, I'm writing one more if condition. So this is outer if block. This is inner if block. This is else block for inner if block. This is the else block for outer if condition. This is the flow diagram. See here, Python checks the condition. If the condition is true, then control goes to inner if condition. If the inner if condition is true, then inner if block will be executed. If inner if condition false, then control execute inner else block. Suppose if outer condition false, then control execute the outer else block. Now we'll see the example for this. I will take the username equal admin. Next, I'll take the password equal 1234. Now I'll check the condition if username equal admin. I'll put colon. Inside the if block, I'm going to write another if block. That means this will be a outer if block. And inside the if block, I'm going to write the condition password equal 1234. Then I'll put the colon. This is inner if block. And inside the inner if block, I'll write it print login successful. And here I'll write the else colon. This is inner else block. Inside the inner else block, I'll write it print incorrect password. Then outer else block, else colon. This is outer else block. And here I'll print it then outside the if else I will print login checks done. Now let me run this. See here, first one, how it works. Username admin, password 1234. Here it checks. First, it checks the if condition. Username equal admin. Yes, username is having admin. It is equal. Correct. It will return the true. The outer if block returns true. Then control goes to inner if block. Then Python checks inner if condition. What is the inner if condition? Password equal 1234. It is true, right? Then inner if block is true, then inner if block will be executed. What is output? Login success and login checks done. What if we give wrong password? Example here 123456. Now this time username is correct. See at this time username is correct. Then control goes to inner if block. And now here it will return the false. If inner if block returns false, then inner else block will be executed. You will get incorrect password, login checks done. Now what if username is invalid? First it will check the if condition. Here it will return the false. If it returns false, then directly comes outer else block. Outer else block invalid username, and then control comes outside the if else, then it will print the login checks done. Now we have seen the conditional statements. In the conditional statement, if else, if else. Then additionally we have seen how to use nested if. In next video, we will learn looping statements and jumping statements.